it is in the print section right here. Here's the letter, click create. And this is going to give me a new layer, so it's on the background. You can see it's transparent. And under the line tool, you're going to get the rest of the tools. So an elliptical tool will come up. When you click at the top of this, the shape and the pixels, I'm just going to select the pixels for starter and create this shape. Okay. And you can see the color. Now the ochre color, just to get it along those lines there, just picked it up into the swatches, and Option Delete. If you click Option Delete, it'll fill the whole page, but include Option Shift and it just fills that part. And then you can see that you can adjust the color accordingly. Okay. The next part is to do the same thing, only this time come into the Shape palette and click Path. And this time, when you click and hold the Shift key down, kind of locate the central section here. And now you have the text tool to come on. And as the text goes over this shape, if I zoom in a little bit, you'll see that it touches that section right on there. It'll take a moment to load your fonts. You can reset the font here. You can change it up on this part. You can see the cursor. It's centered. You can click on the font and get in to a full font here. I'm just going to get Helvetica Bold and just go ahead and caps lock. And that's the beginning section of it. Okay. So that's your text, and as you start to manipulate it, you have all these options, the path selection, direct selection. When you click on the direct selection, you can see that you can adjust this and put it up at the top. All they do then is to just copy this section, and that'll make it a little bit easier. So just duplicate the piece down below and just rotate it around to the bottom. You can see it's coming across, but just cross over the center and it'll give you that section. Taking the text tool, select all of it, and there you have it. Again, this is the direct selection tool located here that's allowing me to grab that text box right there. Okay. And the section they're going to do is to set this part across. So I'm going to take the text tool and just highlight this part. Select all of it. And under the character, you can see that here's the character palette. Here's the drop baseline shift. So just kind of clicking on that, or you could even drag it onto the icon until the top ascender becomes that line right at the top there, and just click OK. So you have the two sections, top to bottom, rotated across. And you can use a keystroke for this too, and you can also highlight this part. You can come into the side here, increase the point size if you'd like. 52, just kind of bringing it up again. If I do that, keep it at 55, I have to come down to the baseline and just adjust that. And that way I can do the same for the top piece up here. Select all. This is going to be at 55, and that gives me that section. If the spacing between it you want to tighten up, you can adjust it with the kerning right here and the tracking for that part. So you get that section. So you have those two pieces, and then the last part is just using the section for the letter nose in there. So take the text tool, click on the color, grab the red. It's kind of a deeper red. Okay, and you want to be careful. You just click off to the side so that you can set this text on there. Didn't give me my red color there. Okay, so now you can take that section. Again, if the red, you can just do Option Shift Delete and it'll give you that design. You can also hit the transform keys again. Bring that right up here. And just grab this, hold the shift key down, and that gives you that section. And click OK. So now you have most of the basics part of it down, just kind of a simple circular piece, and then in order to make the badge have this three-dimensional look, you can just use the background part to make it have the 3D piece. You can also, just by double-clicking, I'll show you that first. So here's the bevel and emboss, and here's the size of it as you go across. So depending on these edges here, smoothing it out, changing the light source. You can use this global lighting if that's turned off. You can just adjust the light for this part of it. And it'll get you that section to it. And this is the softness of this edge that you can see. Move this up a little bit. Here's the drop shadow to it, so you can click on the drop shadow, change the opacity, change the softness of it, and it pretty much gives you that section. So you kind of have a couple ways to go. You can even change the coloring of the shadow there. So here's the light on this side, here's the dark with the shadow dropping it off. And click OK. So that's one way to do this section for it. You can group all these together, select them all like this to rotate it. You can kind of see that piece. Or you can just take the type and everything that's on there and do the same rotation. So you can just take these three layers and rotate it. Okay. So the other possibility is to remove the background and the effects before you get up there. Get a new layer and just hit Command, Option, Shift, and the letter E. And what that does, I'll hide all these, it'll make a layer that's composed of everything that was visible. And that way you can keep everything together without losing the ability to edit the rest of this part. So here's the bevel and emboss, here's the drop shadow. And there you go. So you kind of have this section, and now just to present this, I'm just going to hit the Tab key to hide all the panels. Bring it back. But down here there's a viewing plus the letter key of F and Q. So when you click up here for the quick mask, here's the screen mode. So if I click on the Tab key, it'll hide all the palettes, and the letter F will hide everything so that you can see this menu for there.